Good morning. It's day 66. I'm going to talk loud. I went and listened to the end of mine yesterday, and it seems like even though there is rain on the shelter, y'all can still hear me. And I was having a really hard time coming up with a concept, but God provides, literally, shelter in the storm. And this morning, after reading about the success that Hezekiah had because he did what was good in the Lord's eye, and peace, came, we soon learn after he passes, it goes to hell again. Like, what else can you say? Like, the kings have short-term memories, and they're doing all the bad things again. They went right back. And then we get another light, shelter in the storm from Josiah, King Josiah. He loves the Lord. He wants to do everything that the Lord says. He gets busy, even though, his land is just filled with shrines and altars and pagan priests and houses of temple prostitutes, like all of it. But God's provision and his belief, even in the storm, he gets provided some shelter with that covering and favor. But we soon learn, even through his story, that it's prophesied that no matter how good Josiah is, like, God has had it. He's done with these people. But he gives them one last bit of shelter before the storm comes with King Josiah. And he says, well, as long as you're alive, you're not going to live to see what I'm about to do. The storm is coming. But you and then people living in your land under your rule will have a shelter from this storm, because they even use the words in telling him that there had been no one like him before or since. Wow. So he was convicted. He also found the scrolls in the book of laws, and he even read it out loud to the people. He hired carpenters and tradesmen and skilled workers to fully restore the temple, while simultaneously he was purifying sort of the land from all of the pagan, bad stuff. So I am gonna keep it short, because I know even though it's not too loud, it's probably a little bit distracting. But when you are doing the right thing and you have integrity and you can stay on course even when you're surrounded by this stuff, you will have a shelter with your own integrity and with God. There will be provision, and that may even benefit other people as well. So all the people that lived under King Josiah at least got to experience a little bit of shelter before the storm came. But after he died, we see that he allows Jerusalem to completely fall. It completely gets wiped out. The temple gets wiped out. All of it. Storm comes, and nobody's safe. So that is sort of my personal message for today, like literally as I'm sitting under a shelter in a storm, morning storms. And I'm going to try to use that personally today, just to stay with my own integrity, even if it makes other people uncomfortable, unhappy. If it's hard for me, it makes me uncomfortable and unhappy. Having integrity and doing the right thing in the face of a storm, in the face of naysayers, in the face of difficulty, it's not easy for the person with integrity either. That's probably why we respect it when we see it. And we emulate it and we hold it up there as a value. And it's definitely one of my top values. And if I had to sum up my whole journey in the past 5 years as I've slowly walked, that has been my driving value that has kept me on course, is that desire to have integrity within myself, to be fully integrated with what I say I want and what I value and what I'm actually doing in my life. Not easy, but step by step, day by day, challenge by challenge, because when you work on one of these things, in order to do it, God will deliver you opportunities. So be careful what you wish for, because there's no way to get those things without rubbing up against it and giving and having an opportunity for that thing to grow. There's resistance to that. So anyway, that's my humble little message today from King Josiah. But the storm is coming nonetheless. God is going to honor his promise. He always has integrity. You can count on that. And he pushed the pause button for Josiah, and he even said, no matter how you're good, you're great, you're doing all the right things, but your goodness this time, I'm not messing around. Even your goodness and your faithfulness to me is not enough to save these people. And I'm done. So King Josiah was the last shelter that the people got from the storm that was coming. That reminds me of a line from Tombstone. Do y'all like Tombstone? I'm a movie buff, and there are lines from certain movies. Storm's coming. All right. Love you guys. Have a great Monday. Go storm the week.